Have you ever had one of those moments where something almost went wrong, but didn't? You can't explain it. You didn't see it coming, but somehow you were protected. Maybe you were about to make a decision that could have hurt you, but something stopped you. Maybe you were heading in a direction that looked right, but something inside told you, wait. Or maybe you don't even realize how many things God has already saved you from. That's the reality most people overlook. Before anything goes wrong today, God is already working behind the scenes. Right now, at this very moment, there are things you cannot see. Situations being rearranged. Delays that are actually protection. Closed doors that are actually rescue. And while others may try to harm you, misunderstand you, or even work against you, they don't have the final say. God does. But here's the part that changes everything. Protection isn't just something God does for you. It's something you can step into intentionally. That's why what you do at the start of your day matters more than you think. Because your morning doesn't just set your schedule, it sets your direction, your mindset, your spiritual covering. Most people wake up and immediately step into noise, notifications, stress, worry, fear about what might go wrong, and without realizing it, they walk straight into the day unguarded. But you're not going to do that today. Not anymore. Today you're going to pause before anything happens, before any conversation, before any decision, before any unexpected situation tries to shake you, and you're going to invite God in first. Because when God goes before you, everything changes. The battles you never see, handled. The traps set in your path, removed. The negativity sent your way, blocked. But it starts with one simple, powerful shift. Instead of reacting to your day, you prepare for it spiritually. And that begins in your mind. Because the first battlefield you face every single day is not out there. It's in here. Your thoughts. The moment you wake up, thoughts begin to flood in. Doubt, anxiety, pressure, memories of yesterday, fear about tomorrow. And if you don't take control of your mind early, those thoughts will take control of you. That's why renewing your mind isn't optional. It's essential, because what you allow into your mind shapes what you believe, and what you believe shapes how you live. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Not every thought you have is from you. Some thoughts are distractions. Some are lies. Some are designed to weaken your faith before your day even begins. That's why you can't afford to just go with the flow of your thinking. You have to be intentional. You have to decide before anything else who gets control of your mind today. And this is where your prayer becomes powerful. Because when you ask God to renew your mind, you're not just saying words. You're inviting clarity where there was confusion, peace where there was anxiety, strength where there was weakness. You're choosing alignment over chaos. And when your mind is aligned, your life follows. Think about it. How different would your day feel if instead of waking up stressed, you woke up covered? If instead of expecting problems, you expected protection? If instead of feeling overwhelmed, you felt guided? That's the shift we're stepping into today. Not fear, but faith. Not confusion, but clarity. Not vulnerability, but divine protection. And here's what's incredible. Even when you don't see it, God is already ahead of you. He sees the conversation before it happens. He knows the challenge before it arrives. He understands the intention of people around you, even when you don't. And He is fully capable of protecting you from all of it. But protection doesn't always look the way you expect. Sometimes it looks like a delay. Sometimes it looks like discomfort. Sometimes it looks like something not working out. But later you realize that delay saved you. That no redirected you. That situation you didn't understand was actually God stepping in. So before anything goes wrong today, before any unseen battle tries to rise, before anything meant to harm you even gets close, you're going to do something different. You're going to pray, not out of fear, but out of authority. Not because you're weak, but because you understand where your strength comes from. And in part 2, we're going to step into that prayer together. A prayer that invites God to go before you, to renew your mind, and to cover you in ways you may never even fully see. Stay with me, because what comes next could change the way you walk into every single day. Now, wherever you are, if you can just take a moment, slow down, breathe in and out. Let everything else fade into the background for a second. This is between you and God. No distractions, no pressure, just presence. Let's begin. Heavenly Father, before anything goes wrong today, before I step into conversations, decisions, or situations I cannot predict, I come to you first, not as a routine, but as a surrender, because I recognize that I don't see everything, but you do. You see what's ahead of me. You see what's hidden. You see the battles I don't even know exist. And right now, God, I ask you to go before me. Walk into every moment of this day before I get there. Stand in every place where I will stand. Speak into every situation before I even open my mouth. Lord, if there is anything planned against me, anything meant to harm me, distract me, or pull me away from your purpose, I ask that you block it, remove it, and cancel it. Even the things I would never notice, even the things that look harmless but carry hidden consequences. Protect me from them, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Guard my heart, God, because I know that not every battle is visible. Some battles come as thoughts, some come as feelings, some come as subtle lies that try to take root in my mind. So today, Father, I ask you to renew my mind, cleanse it from every negative thought, break every pattern of worry, fear, and doubt. Replace anxiety with peace. Replace confusion with clarity. Replace heaviness with strength. Help me to think clearly, to see truthfully, and to respond wisely. Lord, I don't want to walk into this day led by emotion. I want to walk into it led by you. So align my thoughts with your truth. If a thought enters my mind that is not from you, give me the awareness to recognize it and the strength to reject it. Teach me to pause before reacting. Teach me to listen before responding. Teach me to trust you, even when I don't understand what's happening. God, I surrender my expectations to you. Every plan I have, every goal I'm trying to reach, every outcome I'm hoping for, I place it in your hands, because I trust that what you have planned is greater than anything I could arrange on my own. And even if something doesn't go the way I expect today, help me remember that you are still in control, that you are still working, that you are still protecting me, even in ways I cannot see. Father, I also ask for discernment today. Help me recognize what is right and what is not. Help me see people and situations clearly. If someone around me carries the wrong intentions, give me wisdom, not fear. If a door is not meant for me, close it without confusion. If an opportunity is from you, confirm it with peace. I don't want to move ahead of you, and I don't want to fall behind. I want to walk with you, step by step, moment by moment. God, cover me today. Cover my mind from stress. Cover my heart from discouragement. Cover my spirit from anything that tries to weaken my faith. Let your presence be my shield. Where there is tension, bring calm. Where there is pressure, bring peace. Where there is uncertainty, bring assurance. And God, even when I forget, even when I get distracted, even when I start to worry, pull me back. Remind me that I am not walking alone. Remind me that you are with me, before me, behind me, and all around me. I choose today to trust you, not because everything is clear, but because you are faithful. Not because I understand everything, but because I know you do. So I step into this day with confidence, not in myself, but in you, knowing that before anything goes wrong, you are already in control. If you truly meant that prayer, then something has already shifted, not because everything around you suddenly changed, but because something within you did. And that's where real protection begins. Most people are waiting for external signs, a clear answer, a visible breakthrough, a dramatic moment that proves God is working. But often, God starts quietly. He begins in your mind, in your awareness, in the way you respond instead of react. Because when your mind is renewed, you stop walking into traps the same way. You start noticing what you used to ignore. You start pausing where you used to rush. You start feeling a check in your spirit, where before you would have just moved forward without thinking. That's not coincidence. That's guidance. That's protection happening in real time. And the more you pay attention to it, the stronger it becomes. There will be moments today, watch for them. Moments where something feels off, even if it looks fine on the surface. Moments where you feel led to wait, to walk away, or to stay silent. Don't ignore those moments. That's not hesitation. That's wisdom. That's God protecting you in ways logic alone never could. Because not every danger announces itself. Not every harmful situation looks harmful at first. Some things come disguised as opportunities. Some people come with smiles, but carry the wrong intentions. And without discernment, it's easy to walk straight into what was meant to break you. But today is different. Today you are covered. Not just because you said a prayer, but because you aligned yourself with God before the day even began. And that alignment changes everything. It changes how you think. It changes how you move. It changes what you allow and what you reject. It gives you a kind of awareness that can't be explained, only experienced. And here's something powerful to remember. God's protection doesn't always mean nothing will happen. Sometimes it means what could have happened never reaches you. You won't always see the accident you avoided. You won't always know the conversation you were saved from. You won't always realize the decision that could have led you down the wrong path. But that doesn't mean it wasn't real. It just means God handled it quietly. That's why you can't measure His protection only by what you see. You have to trust what you don't see. Trust that when something doesn't work out, it might be protection. When something gets delayed, it might be protection. When something feels uncomfortable or uncertain, it might be protection guiding you in a different direction. And instead of resisting those moments, lean into them, because sometimes the safest place you can be is exactly where God is slowing you down. So as you move through today, carry this awareness with you. You are not walking into the day alone. There is a covering over your life, a guidance ahead of your steps, a protection working in ways you may never fully understand. And when challenges come, and they might, you won't face them the same way you used to. Because now you know, you're not reacting blindly anymore. You're moving with intention, with awareness, with faith. So don't let fear take over your thoughts today. Don't let doubt speak louder than what you just prayed. When anxiety tries to creep in, pause. And remember, God is already ahead of you. When confusion shows up, pause. And remember, your mind has been renewed. When something feels uncertain, pause and ask, God, are you guiding me or protecting me right now? Because sometimes the answer to your question isn't clarity, it's redirection. And that redirection could be the very thing that saves you. So stay aware, stay grounded, stay connected, and most importantly, stay surrendered. Because the more you trust God with your day, the less you have to fear about what it might bring. If this message spoke to you, don't ignore that. There's a reason you heard this today. Take a moment right now, not later. Pause and reflect. What is one thing you need to fully place in God's hands today? Is it a decision, a fear, a situation you've been trying to control? Let it go. And if you're willing, type in the comments, God is in control of my day. Not for anyone else, but as a declaration for yourself. Because sometimes speaking it out is the first step to truly believing it. And if you know someone who needs this reminder today, share this with them. You never know what unseen battle they might be facing, or how this could be the exact message they needed at the right moment. Stay covered, stay aware, and walk into today knowing, before anything goes wrong, God is already there. There's one more thing you need to understand. Not everything sent against you comes with noise. Some attacks are silent, subtle, patient. They don't try to destroy you all at once. They try to wear you down slowly. A little more doubt today, a little more stress tomorrow, a little less focus, a little less peace, until one day you wake up feeling disconnected. Not because something major happened, but because small things were never addressed. That's why what you did today matters so much. You didn't just say a prayer. You interrupted a pattern. You stepped out of autopilot. You chose awareness over distraction. You invited God into your day before anything had the chance to take his place. And that decision is not small. It's powerful, because consistency in moments like this is what builds a life of protection, clarity, and peace. Not perfection, not doing everything right, but choosing again and again to start your day aligned, even when you don't feel like it, even when nothing seems wrong, especially then, because the days that feel normal are often the days you let your guard down. But now you know better. Now you understand that every day carries unseen layers. Opportunities, yes, but also distractions. Decisions that matter more than they seem. Moments that can shift your direction either toward purpose or away from it. And you don't have to fear that. You just have to stay connected. Because when you stay connected to God, you don't have to figure everything out. You don't have to control every outcome. You don't have to anticipate every problem. You just have to walk with him and trust that he will handle what you cannot. So as this video ends, don't let this just be a moment that fades away. Carry it with you. When you pick up your phone later, remember. When a conversation shifts your mood, remember. When something unexpected happens, remember. You already prayed. You already invited God into this day, which means you don't need to panic. You don't need to rush into fear. You can pause, take a breath, and trust that even now, God is still in control. And tonight, when you look back on this day, you might not even realize all the things that didn't happen, all the problems that were avoided, all the situations that never reached you, all the moments where God quietly stepped in. But one day, you will. And when you do, you'll understand just how much you've been protected all along. So don't underestimate what started here today. This is how strength is built. This is how peace becomes consistent. This is how your life begins to change. Not all at once, but one intentional morning at a time. If you made it this far, there's a reason. So take this one final moment and say it quietly or out loud. God, I trust you with this day. Let that settle in your spirit and carry it with you into every step, every decision, every moment ahead. Stay grounded, stay aware, stay covered, because there's something most people never fully understand about protection. It's not just about what God blocks. It's also about what he reveals. There are moments in your day where nothing physically stops you. No door closes. No plan gets interrupted. And yet, something inside you feels unsettled. You can't explain it. It doesn't make logical sense. Everything on the outside looks fine, but inside, there's a tension, a hesitation, a quiet signal that says, pay attention. That feeling is not weakness. It's not overthinking. It's discernment. And discernment is one of the most powerful forms of protection you can have. Because while physical protection keeps you safe from what's obvious, discernment protects you from what's hidden. From the things that don't look dangerous but carry consequences. From the situations that seem right but are wrong for you. From the people who appear genuine but don't carry the right intentions. And if you ignore that inner signal long enough, you start losing sensitivity to it. You start overriding it with logic, with emotion, with urgency. You tell yourself, it's probably nothing. I'm just overthinking. I don't want to miss this opportunity. And slowly, you disconnect from one of the very ways God is trying to guide you. But today, you're doing the opposite. Today, you're sharpening that awareness. You're choosing to listen more carefully, to pause more intentionally, to move with wisdom, not pressure. Because not every opportunity is meant for you. And not every open door is sent by God. Some doors test your discernment. Some situations reveal whether you're led by impulse or by alignment. And this is where renewing your mind becomes even more important. Because a renewed mind doesn't just think differently, it filters differently. It doesn't accept every thought. It doesn't chase every feeling. It doesn't react to every situation the same way it used to. Instead, pauses, questions. It seeks alignment before moving forward. So when a thought comes in today that says, "You have to rush this," pause. When a feeling says, "If you don't act now, you'll miss out," pause. When pressure starts building around you, pause. Because urgency is often the enemy of clarity. And clarity is where protection lives. God rarely leads through pressure. He leads through peace. Even when something is important, even when timing matters, there will still be a sense of alignment, a steadiness, a knowing that doesn't force you, but guides you. And that's what you're learning to recognize. That's what you're stepping into. A different way of moving through your day. Not rushed, not reactive, not overwhelmed, but aware, intentional, covered. And here's something else to be ready for. When you start living this way, not everyone will understand you. Some people will question why you're taking your time, why you're not reacting the way you used to, why you're no longer engaging in certain conversations or situations. And that's okay, because you're not being guided by their expectations. You're being guided by something higher. You're no longer making decisions just to fit in, to keep up, to avoid discomfort. You're making decisions based on alignment. And alignment doesn't always look convenient, but it always leads to peace. So if today feels different, if you find yourself slowing down more, thinking more clearly, choosing differently, don't resist that. Lean into it, because that's not you losing momentum. That's you gaining control. That's you stepping out of autopilot and into intentional living. And that's exactly where protection becomes consistent, not occasional, not random, but part of how you live. So as you continue through this day, keep asking yourself, what is guiding me right now? Is it pressure, fear, habit, or is it peace? Because one will rush you into situations you're not ready for, and the other will guide you exactly where you need to be. Stay with that awareness. Now here's where things become even more real, because it's one thing to feel guided. It's another thing to trust it when it actually matters. There will be moments today, very real moments, where everything inside you is being pulled in two different directions. One voice will say, "Go ahead. It's fine. Don't overthink it." And another, quieter voice will say, "Wait." And that moment, that tension, that's the test. Not a test of intelligence, not a test of ability, but a test of alignment. Because the truth is, you already know more than you think you do. God has already been speaking to you in subtle ways. Through that feeling you couldn't shake. Through that hesitation you ignored last time. Through that moment you looked back and said, "I knew something felt off." That wasn't random. That was guidance you didn't fully trust yet. But today is different. Today you're not ignoring it. Today you're recognizing it for what it is. And here's the shift. You don't need everything to make sense, to make the right decision. You don't need full clarity to take a step back. You don't need proof to choose peace over pressure. Because when God is guiding you, He doesn't always give you the full picture. He gives you enough to move with wisdom. And sometimes wisdom looks like slowing down when everyone else is rushing. Comment God is in control if you trust Him today. Like, share, and subscribe for daily prayers that protect your mind and keep you covered before anything goes wrong.